we're putting together a safety thing. And what do you think this is?
Chest protector.
It is a chest protector. It's nothing but a piece of rubber mat. And I learned this lesson the hard way. Not using one when I was roughing out a cracked bowl. Or it wasn't really, I didn't think it was cracked, but I put that inside my shirt like that. If I catch one off my chest, it'll hurt some, but at least it's something here. Face protection, I have on my shield on there, but this is pretty cheap. If you want to improve it, you could take the swimming pool, a smaller swimming pool noodle, and put that on the edge of it, and that will hold it off your chest a little bit, and it'll give you a little more cushion to it, or you put some foam behind it, things like that. So you're talking.
Safety glasses.
Well, I had them. This brings up, I got this pair here. Put those in the drawer.
Okay.
I have my ones from home. Here's another idea for you. This is what I put my glass on. This is crystal light. Put it on my leg. I have a little piece of magnet, one on the inside, one on the outside with some goop or E6000 glue, rubber glue on them. I just put them away like that. And it's always sitting right above my leg. And if you want the cap, you can put the cap on them too. So, here's the back look of it. Doesn't follow any foot. All right. So now we're going to talk tonight about using gouges and trying to keep out of trouble a little bit on that. And I already turned a tendon on here, but now we're going to just surface the outside of this. And you make a choice here, a 55 on here. This is a D-way and this one is a robust on the two of them. One of the things about using a 40-40, tool rest. Let's start that out first too. Your tool rest, I see a lot of people come in here on turning days and the tool rest is way down underneath here. So the only way you can turn something is put your way down. If you're trying to turn it this way with it up on your hip, you're going to have a lot of problems with it, trying to get that thing to work for you very well. So adjust the tool rest, and you're going to see me moving the tool rest considerably on it. I am a little bit below center, probably a quarter inch right now on there. I want to use this 40-40. Well, guess what? Been here before? You can get it started sometimes, but you're way above center. So it makes it a little bit trickier to do that. And you can see where it wants to jump. I have some trouble with that. I can use a 50 and I can turn it this way and clear the tool rest and still have a pretty good cutting surface. Or I can go over here and full cut it. Like that. And I'm dealing with the slower speed here on the inside. We're going to talk about speed. I'm roughing out. I want to make sure I have a clean surface. I don't want to go too fast at that point. But I can see, you can see this thing bouncing quite a bit here. So now I have to figure out, all right, how am I going to get that done? I can put that over that way. I'm going to turn the flute over to 930 and I'm going to start raising the handle. Now I've raised the handle, and right now I'm getting a very smooth cut. If I roll the handle back up to about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm not getting quite as smooth a cut, but I can get a lot more wood out of here quickly with that. And when I do get out here, I'm gonna make sure I'm actually a little bit above with this tool. As your tools change, I have 40 wood turning tools on my rack. And some of them are duplicates. So if I sharpen both of them at the same time, I can use one, wear it down, and pick up the other one on it. But if I pull cut this around, you see what happened here? I have so much of this blade sticking into the wood. I just caught the wood like that and yanked it, stopped it spinning. It's spinning on my chuck. I have this is my normal 4-jaw chuck in here. So you see where it's cutting here, and then it's catching here. You can see what it's doing to the wood here too, as you went around. Now we're gonna do the same thing, turn it around to this side. Always get out, you don't wanna be here, one side or the other. And I'm gonna turn it this way. I'm going part way up the bowl. Notice I did not take a heavy cut. I don't want to put that in there too hard right now because it's cutting much more wood here, not very much wood here, and going around like that. So I can take wood off pretty quick. Again, if I want a smooth cut, okay, you can see this right here. Can you pick that up in the camera? It's rough right here. And that's what happens when it's coming around. And you're gonna catch it again right in here. So let's see what happens if I roll it over to 930 and I take my time. One thing to talk about real quick here. The bigger this bowl is, the slower I have to be as I go up the bowl. If I'm down here, I can go a little bit quicker. But when I start getting up here, I need to slow down because it's the number of feet, linear feet that I'm cutting. The linear feet here is much more than it would be down here. So if I go too fast, I'm going to tear the wood. So I really want to slow it down when I'm making especially my finished cuts. But right now I'm going to turn this over and we're just going to let this cut lightly. I don't want to hurry it. And now you're looking at it and there's no tear out anywhere on the bowl here. So quite a bit of difference. It's a little bit fuzzy there, not much. All right. Now as we move up the bowl, do I turn up the speed here? If it's a big bowl, notice I don't have a face shield on. What can I do?
Slow down.
All right, number one, slow down your cut. What's the second one?
Cut shallow.
Pardon me?
Cut more shallow.
Don't cut as much wood off in one turn. So I'm here, and I just cut lightly. Notice where my finger is. Now I'm going to roll that over. And about 9:45 at the most. Maybe 9:30. And now we look at that one. A little shallow there, but it's cut much better. And now we're starting to get up here. And this is when you hear the bump, 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 bump. And the thing many people do is they put too much bevel on the wood. When you're on the wood, let's take a look here. You hear all that rattle going on. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to raise that handle up a little more. And maybe I'll come out here with a rattler yet. Lighter cut, Slow down. Go faster. The tool is sharp enough to cut it, but it's bouncing still. If I turn it up, I get more wood off, but it will not be quite as smooth as it would be at 930. And there's no reason to go to 930 until you're ready to. You don't want to, you want to get the wood off the bowl. But if I turn over to 930, I'm going to dull the tool quicker because I'm only using a small portion of the tool. But if I turn it up to 10:30, 11 o'clock, I can get a lot of wood off here pretty quick. Now I'm here. You hear the bevel? When you start to hear that bevel, back up a little bit. It could be just a flat spot in your bowl. Take your time. Now, right there, I want to turn this piece of wood here off, and the farther I go, the farther I'm moving away from the bowl. If I just go like that and move that here, now I have it back where it's going to be optimum in cutting. And I'm going to take the first cut, knocking off some of the cut. I'm going to slow it down some. Now this one I'm going to roll it over. I don't have a whole lot of bevel rubbing on the back. You'll notice these gouges I'm using tonight are ground off the heel. The heel's gone on there. So there's only about 1/8 of an inch up here on that. The little detour on the side. And the reason for that, of course, is I don't use that part of it. Notice how it has to slow down. And now I've gotten rid of a lot of the bumps in there. When I want to make a finished cut, I just did quite a bit of cutting with that tool. I look for another one. This is a 40. The 40 will actually cut better up here than my 60 will. So it's a matter of, as long as I'm on the outside of the bowl, you hear that? Hear the difference? See the difference? Here the 40 is doing a very good job. I could not use it in the bottom, and I just sharpened this 40. This is a robust. But I'm not going very fast. I'm letting the tool dictate how it wants to cut it. Now I'm right at the edge. That one? Because I haven't done too much to it, I can go right off the edge here without a big problem. But if I have something that's already been flattened, on this, say I flip it around, already been flattened, I am much better off getting over here, cutting into the wood. I do this with natural edge bowls all the time. I do not go off of the bowl on a natural edge. I don't want to lose the bark, and I do not want to mess it up. It's rough out either. And I could shear cut that. I'm going to shear cut it doing the same thing. Shear cutting is using no bevel and making it go around that way. So basically we cut a lot of that off. And I've got some high spots. High spots will sand off if you're having trouble keeping the whole thing going together. Keeping the whole thing going together, that's a good one. Now, this again is a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. And I got the handle below my waist, way down, actually down my thigh somewhere. And I can shear cut around that way. Got a little tear out down there. I'll make that a little smaller. Now, this isn't a whole lot of gap here, but I'm shear cutting. I want to put it like that. And another thing that'll improve your shear cutting up here is to raise the tool rest above center. Now I'm cutting more up here rather than down toward the center. So now I'm above the center here, and I can shear cut a little higher up the bowl. I'm looking at the far side here. You see now it's disappearing, the bump in there. And I keep stroking down the bowl. Don't move too fast. I just did, and I had lines in the bowl. I'm pushing too hard there, and I have lines in the bowl again. Just very lightly. Come up the top. Hardly holding on to the tool right now. Just letting it come down the side of the bowl. Well, Tom can zoom in on that. We still have this problem down here, but this you could start sanding this at 180 probably without too much trouble. Any questions on the outside here? Do I ever cut this way? You may have to, if it's the right kind of problem with a bowl. But this is very hard stuff. Again, the bowl I have in there, I sanded with 60 grit sandpaper for 2 hours on that bowl. It did not want to leave. So now we're going to do the inside of this bowl. Again, hard maple, it doesn't crush the tenon, and it's running perfectly true for me. Yahoo! All right, we're going to go to the outside, or excuse me, the inside. We're going to do the rim first. On that. I don't sand this, by the way. Some people around here will sand this. I want to turn the inside, and I'm going to come back and take the bottom off the tenon, and I'll sand it out at that time. It's just, I don't want to be redundant. Always shut the lathe off when you're moving. Here's a 40, and 40 works very well up on the rim, and I'm above center, so I'm going to drop it down. And I can start on the outside. Now when I start on the outside of this bowl, if I hold that food up like that, I'm going to tear it. You see it there? Here. Yeah. All right, like that. See it? Get it up on my what? And we're tearing the wood off right now. But if I turn it over in the point, you have to wait. Just wait to get a lid. Wait. Now I turn that flute back to 2 o'clock. And I can cut across the blade. It's still a little bumpy. Here I wait. If you do not wait, you're going to put a line right across the bowl. smooth except the inside is not ground yet. But, whoop. Put the leg off before you do those things. I'm going to round this outside edge a little bit. I don't want that sharp edge anywhere near me. I'm just going to drop the handle way down, right off the side of the point here. Nice and slow. And I've got that rolled over to the outside. The inside, or the part here, the inside is going to be somewhere right in that area there. So I want to get my tool rest close. I want the tool up. Now I'm playing with a 40 here. I want the tool rest up, and I want to get the flute kind of toward the center of the bowl, and the point right on the center, what do you call the center of the bowl. Like that. Here comes that ledge again. Now when I have the ledge, I rotate my hand toward me, and I can cut with that inside. And rough that out. Another one, I can pay it over farther. I'm going to wait. Rotate. Take some more out of the bowl. All right. So now we have a pretty good ledge to start with, and that's my 40-40. I prefer when I'm doing the upper part of the rim, and some people would rather leave it at 90 degrees, but I don't like being way over the tool rest, so I turn that direction. And I can see, put this out. Now the hand's away from me. And you can see how hard that wood is, wanting to turn, basically stop my gouge. So the half inch is a little bit bouncy in there. Now I have a 50 or 60 grit here. I think we should make this bowl.
Well, if you don't make a fall out of it.
I'm a little bit below center here, so I need to raise that tool rest again. Always shut it up. Let's see what we got now. Notice I actually had the handle up a little. If I hold it there, it would be right up. But right on the edge here, I was cutting the wood and it was going down on that side there, which is, it cuts it a little bit easier. I don't have to use as much I'm not using very much of the grind here on that. All right, let's see if we can. Now you're going to see my hand behind the bowl. Don't push hard or you'll burn your hand. But just hold the bowl. Hard wood. Take some more out. Take some more out of there. Notice I'm holding it up here. You don't see that roll over to 3 o'clock too much. You could, to get the tip of the tool out there far enough. This tool is getting dull. That's a lie. You're probably running about 900 to 1,000 instead of that. This is actually steeper. This tool is probably 70. Wood left over here, so we need to come back.
Nice job, but I gotta go.
You watch the recording. I hope.
Still running.
Now, remember, when you get down to about this area down here on the bowl, notice right here, there's some fiddle going on in the bottom of this bowl. And I can put it in there maybe a little tighter. That's tear out right there. You can see the pencil. Is there a pencil up there? Sure. A black one would work fine. Get it, Cherry. Anyone, I don't care.
So you want to black, you want to red.
When you watch me in the shop here, you see me reaching for a pencil quite a bit. Here's some tear out right going on here. So as we're coming in here, that fiddle is being affected quite a bit. The fiddle's running this way, and we're going into it, and we're tearing it up as we cut into it. And hopefully there's enough edge left on this thing. Always make sure you got enough wood. Moved up to about 1 o'clock. I'm going to bounce here quite a bit. I'm going to have to come back. My tool rest is too far away. That's a little too close. Roll it over. And slow down. Well, we got rid of the tear out. We got some bouncing going on. Try that one again. If you're getting a lot of bouncing off the flute, turn it over some. I'm over at 3 o'clock right here. As I transgress there, notice the gouge is actually sliding down, not so much rotation as sliding down the tool rest as it comes around. So the flute is still up. And it's sliding toward the center, sliding down the tool rest. Let's see if we can cut it clean now. Oh, look at that. Now you can see where it's sharpening your tool in the top. I don't want to go back up there. But now I have the tool rest. I'm going to move it again. We do have a curved tool rest here that would help get down in deeper bowls. This one's not too bad. So now we're going to take it out here and a little bit lower. I'm nice and close in the center here. It gets slower and slower as I go. So what I'm after is moving down the tool rest and cutting, and then I'm going to come back when it gets thin enough and slide down both areas. Slow down, you hear that thump, 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 thump going on. So I'm going to slow down. Tool rest going down. Slow down. If it's bumping too much, roll it over. You also slide down the tool rest. By sliding down the tool rest, you're getting deeper into the bowl. And you're following that arc better. What happens if I go this way, over this way, I end up with a dimple or a big bubble in the middle of my bowl. Here I can just find that edge. Here we go down the tool rest. Now we have a pretty good bottom in it. And I think we're about done. This part, you cannot hurry it. It's going very slow. I have the right flute, right wing of the flute up. Have my edge there. Slowly, slowly. When I get to the center, I always leave a small dimple. And I just sand that out of there. I don't want to tear the bottom. I have to sand everything going to it. And we're a little bit flat in the bottom now. So a little bit, sure. Hopefully we make one more cut and not go through the bottom. That's better. Let me, yeah, that thing. Let's see what we have here. And we're a thin 3/16. quarter, 3/8 there. Down with the 1/2 inch on the outside, which is what you want because you got to take the outside off of here. So I'm up to at least the bottom third of it and clean it up that way. But, there. Let's see what the bottom has. And we have over a 1/2 inch in the bottom, so we can take the tenon off of this without a problem. But you want the tenon off, or you're happy this far?
We're good. I'm
Ready to quit? Somebody could have that, put it in the raffle, whatever, and just take the bottom off it. You got a really nice fiddle maple.
You talking about tonight's raffle or for?
Well, I hope so.
Okay.